Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at Donkey Kong for the Atari 7800. This is a game we've all played and played to death. Played the arcade version, there's so many different versions. I mean, holy crap. I mean, this game was remade and reimagined in tons of different ways. It was released on everything Atari ever made, probably. Maybe not the Lynx, and not the Jaguar. But all the 8-bit stuff that they did. Yeah, and the results of that are interesting because, you can compare this to the different versions, the NES version. You could compare it to whatever. There's so many different versions of it out there you could compare it to. And I've done that before. I've done videos comparing the different versions of this. The fact is that I'm starting, as I get older, I think, to stop doing so much of that. Stop trying to compare everything to everything, because somebody told me once, comparison is the thief of joy. Have you ever heard that? It's an interesting statement. It made me think, you're never really happy with anything because there's something better coming. There's always something better out there. There's always my brother, for example, spent years waiting to upgrade his PC because he kept, every couple of months there'd be a better motherboard or a better graphics card or a better whatever. So he just kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and he actually spent years before he finally got around to upgrading. This was years ago. And I was always giving him a hard time about it because I was like, just upgrade. Like, your computer's old and it's struggling. You're not really able to even take advantage of the features. This was like in the mid 2000s. And, I'm like, there's so many games that you bought that you can't even really enjoy. Just go ahead and upgrade. And he's like, yeah, but if I wait just a little longer. And finally, he just decided to go ahead and do it. And, from that point forward, upgrading wasn't as big of a thing. He would just upgrade whenever this component and that component and whatever as time went. And I think that when we look back on the different versions of games, for example, Donkey Kong, on the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, the Atari computers, the NES, whatever. You can make all kinds of comparisons between them, and you can say, this one is the best version, or I like this one the best. And you can kind of get yourself to a point where you sort of turn your back on the other versions and just say, oh, those are inferior versions. I don't want to play those. And I've been guilty of that myself. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad way to think about things, but you can definitely rob yourself of some fun experiences if you can let yourself appreciate all the little differences between these versions of games, of the releases that are on multiple things, released at different time periods, released on different hardware. So, I get excited about a console, and I'll start playing games for that console, and I'll kind of ignore everything else and just focus in on that console. I do this all the time. It could be the Atari 7800, it could be the Sega Master System, it could be the Xbox 360, it could be whatever. But I kind of get myself worked up about a console, and the reason is because I really do enjoy what these consoles have to offer on their own. I enjoy the Atari 7800 very much. It's a great system. It has all the backwards compatibility of the 2600 and the upgraded graphics and everything for the 7800. The sound is the same. It's the same sound, but the graphics are considerably better. And it's pretty cool. I bought myself a controller for the 7800 that is sort of like an NES D-pad controller. Makes a huge difference for playing this system. And by the way, you can emulate the Atari 7800 and play it perfectly. That's a great way to experience this console as well. But I just love the Atari. It was a system that we really wanted for a while when I was a kid. The first console we ever had was the Intellivision. Second console up was the Atari. We wanted one desperately because there was games that we just couldn't get on Intellivision that were only on Atari. And Atari was really, really popular when I was little. We finally did get one. It was a little late, but we did get one, and I absolutely adored the 2600. I wanted a 7800, but I could never get one. I just couldn't get one. You couldn't find them in stores. I kept asking for one. I would see it in the Sears catalog, and I would be like, come on, let's do this. I want the 7800. But I couldn't get one. And it wasn't until just a few years ago that I finally got a 7800. And I've slowly been acquiring cartridges for it. I've got a pretty decent collection. And I absolutely love this system. My system is not modified in any way. It's actually just putting out an RF signal. And so I'm converting that RF signal into a composite signal. I'm also amplifying that. I have an RF amplifier to try to get as clean and nice looking signal as I can. My Atari 5200 is actually, the new one that I have is modified with S-Video, so it's really nice. But the 7800 is just composite, just RF, just like my Intellivision. But I think I can get a pretty decent picture out of it, and I really do enjoy playing on the real hardware. It's not necessary, and I'm not trying to tell anybody that this is the best way to play these games, but I personally do enjoy it. So, and I personally enjoy this version of Donkey Kong. Is it my favorite version of Donkey Kong? Well, probably not. I think the NES version of Donkey Kong is my personal favorite. I even like that one better than the arcade version. I just like the way it plays and everything. I've heard there's a hack for it that lets you get all the levels, so at some point I need to find that. But the Atari 7800, and this is what I'm saying, we kind of get into a situation where we'll just compare the different versions, and then we kind of look down on the lesser versions, right? But if you're like me and you're weird and you're old, sometimes you can appreciate what a console has to offer based on just what the console is. And it's really cool if you really start to take note of the intricacies of how the graphics are done and what the differences are. I have a blast playing Donkey Kong on the 7800. I think the graphics are good. The sound is okay, it's fine. But I think the graphics are really good and the gameplay is really solid. And it's just a really fun way to play Donkey Kong. And especially if you want to play on an Atari system. Because, let's be frank, the Atari on the Donkey Kong on the 2600, it's a little rough. I've never had a ColecoVision. From what I understand, the ColecoVision version of Donkey Kong is like legit. But I've never had that. I think I played it on an emulator before. I do have the Intellivision Donkey Kong, and it's also a little rough. But on the 7800, I think it's really good. It's also really good on the Atari 8-bit computer. So, and then there's also some homebrew stuff that has improved Donkey Kong on the 7800 and on the Atari 8-bit computer. And we might look at that on the computer, because I have an XEGS. We might do that on another video. But I just wanted to play a little bit of this because I do love Donkey Kong, and I love this version. So I'm going to stop yakking and play a little bit of this game. So here we go. It looks really good on a CRT TV. I mean, what doesn't, right? But it's quite a bit brighter on a CRT, and the picture really looks good with the scan lines and everything. It's really nice. But I think this is still really good. See if I can get up there without dying. No promises. like the way they make Mario look. You know, he looks cool. Mario on the Donkey Kong for the 7800 looks like you would expect Mario to look, I think. Maybe a little, he might be a little bit heavy, but stretched out, but he looks fine. But one game that I think, just because of the way they make Mario look and Luigi look, I really like the Mario Brothers on the 7800, just because of the way they make the characters look. They make them look like you expect Mario to look. Because some of the other versions, including the NES version, they... Oh crap, I messed that up. They can make Mario look a little weird. I think even the arcade version makes Mario and Luigi look a little weird. So I guess it's kind of a unique version. We'll have to check that out on another video. Alright, we'll go up the... I try to hit that if I can, but I'm trying to be safe. I think it's pretty cool that there's games like, you know, Nintendo games on Atari consoles. I think that's pretty wild. Oh no! I got greedy. Ugh. Alright. Let's see if we can pull this off correctly this time. I'm gonna wait for that guy to go back down. There we go. Oh my god, I messed that up. I cannot believe I did that. Wow, game over, man. Alright, we'll try it again. We'll try it again. Wow. Having some struggles here with the Mario, with the Donkey Kong. So who is the real villain? Donkey Kong or Mario? I don't know. I guess Donkey Kong, right? But remember in Donkey Kong Jr. though, it's the other way around. So I don't know. Maybe it's not as simple as all that. maybe the story of Donkey Kong is a nuanced tale of romance and revenge. See if we can avoid screwing this up. Okay, come on. Oh no, I got a little too close. Damn it. Oh, I'm so used to playing this on the NES. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with that. That'll work. Oh, come on. This is so much harder. It actually is a lot easier on the NES version. The jump is just throwing me off. What? Oh my god. Every possible way I can find to screw this up, I'm screwing it up. Ugh. I like that though. I like that it's a little different. It makes you play the game differently. It's not like a carbon copy experience. It is a little bit different. Wait, you're saying that you like that you suck? Yes, I say that I like that I suck. That's what I'm saying. Alright. I'm gonna get there. I can't believe I'm having this hard a time doing this. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What is happening? Oh, wow. He freaking nailed me with that one. Holy crap. I should just start over. Here, we'll just start over. I'm like, forget this. Okay. Starting over. Come on. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. Forget the purse. I don't need the purse. Okay. Okay, we did it. True love. And that's all the screens. You don't have that factory in this one. So, yep, you just keep playing this. So many hours of playing this when I was a kid. Just having such a great time. Oh! Mainly on the NES. That's really where I spent the most time playing Donkey Kong. But I would have really enjoyed having this if I would have been able to get a 7800 back in the day when it came out. So, if you're thinking about trying it, it is not too expensive. And there is a homebrew version on the 7800 that definitely improves a whole bunch of stuff. Makes it a lot more like the arcade experience if you're looking for that. But I think it's worth playing. I think the regular retail version of Donkey Kong on the 7800 is definitely worth your time. What am I doing? I have a great time playing this game. You know, even when you die, it's really not that big a deal. You're just having a good time. These old games are really simple and really fun. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I will have more videos coming soon. I'm on a little bit of a 7800 kick, so we'll take a look at some more games on this console. And like I said, feel free to emulate it. If you don't have the actual hardware, you can play it a number of different ways. So, all right. That's it, guys. I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.